All right, here we are for another part of the Making a Musician. I am Adam Schreiner, Matthew Hartz, my teacher. He is taking me from not knowing much about music at all to being able to play. Working on the violin, but today he has me on some keyboard study. Do want to say real quick, this is the one instrument that I have attempted in the past but not been successful. So he's gonna take me through the key study part. I just did want to mention that because I know I've said I have no music knowledge, but I still, in the big scheme of things, don't. But this is the one attempt.
Yeah, some of the information that you're gonna have here is just like your hands, and some, you'll have a head start on some of that stuff, but so you're going to be more natural looking than maybe a beginning pianist would or something. But today what we're going to do is we're going to start you in understanding a major scale.
Okay.
And we're going to start by, the major scale is the most important scale in music. We reference everything else from it. And so a really good understanding of it and how it works and how we get things from it is a really big part of learning music. And I feel like if it's introduced in their musicianship early on, these basic ideas can really help somebody going forward and learning any instrument. So that's I want to say how important I feel the major scale is, and that's why we're going over this right now. This is almost independent from your violin study, but we're going to incorporate it too, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this is going to be something that can help everybody in understanding this. And the first thing we need to talk about is that in our system of music, there's half steps and whole steps. And that's it. And we've talked about this before, just in other situations. But do you know on a keyboard? Do you know what the distance of a half step is?
I think the half step is going from a white to a black, or is that?
It would just be one key. Doesn't matter. It's completely. So if I'm here, a half step up in pitch would be here. If I'm here, a half step down in pitch would be here. But a half step would be down, and there's a half step here, right?
Got it.
Now, the distance of a whole step is 2 keys.
Right. So
right. So if you're on this C, how far is it a whole step to the right? Go a whole step. Right. Exactly.
Yeah,
so
you'd
be here, and the way I have kids do it is count it out. You're on the C, now count 1, 2. So you're there. Oftentimes, this is a good time for me to say, especially with young kids, but everybody I'm working with, is think of our keyboard as a big old ladder, and sometimes I'll have the kids get way down here and climb up the ladder. Now play every half step on the piano, and that's this. That's every rung of the ladder, irregardless of black or white, right? And I just keep going all the way. That's chromatic, meaning every half step, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and you get that?
Yes.
Okay, so we've got half steps and whole steps, and that's what all of our music is built on, that, and it kind of explodes out from there. But the major scale is made from a specific sequence of whole steps and half steps, and we're going to go over them right now. And right now, I don't want you to use what we call piano fingers. Just use your index finger on the C, and everybody knows that's middle C. Whatever the C is closest to the middle of your piano, or close to underneath the label of your piano, that's going to be the C right there on that side of the set of 2 black keys. That's always the C. Play me all the C's on the piano, Adam. Yes, excellent. And then there's one more right there.
At the end?
Yeah, doesn't look like one.
Yeah, I don't have my identifiers.
No, that's right. That's how we're going to, those are our landmarks, right? So go back and play that C with your index finger. Now, look up here in a major scale, from the distance from the first note to the second note is a whole step. So we count it out, like I said, so 1, 2.
So this is...
You're on the C. Now count 1. No,
don't
play that, just count.
C. 1, 2.
There's a whole step. Now the next one, don't get ahead of me, so stay there on the D. Whole step to the next one is count it.
1, 2.
The E note. Now we've got a half step. And look, oh my goodness, how convenient. There's no black key there. So you go right to F.
Half step.
And then a whole step to
1, 2.
G. A whole step to
1, 2.
A. The final whole step to 7.
1, 2.
The B. And finally a half step again. And oh, look, there's no black key there. So the C, the reason it's the CC, the people's key and the easiest key, is there's no black keys. There's the key signature doesn't have any sharps or flats in it. The diatonic scale lies all on the white keys, right? So with your index finger again, play me that C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and finally C again. Now I want to do that again and say 1,
1,
and then go to 2,
2,
3,
3,
4,
4,
5,
5,
6, 7,
7,
and back to 1 again. So we want to know the note names. We want to know the numbers associated with that. But the most important thing is start again and go whole,
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 half,
half,
and then 3 wholes and a half.
whole, 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 half.
Very good. Okay, now let's do that with piano fingers just for fun real quick. So set up your hand, and so play the first 3 notes with thumb, index, middle. Then roll that thumb underneath to the F and finish out the scale with all 5 fingers. Play that C again.
The C?
Yep. Now roll that middle finger over the top.
And...
Yeah, and
like
play
this?
that, yes, and then adjust your hand back to there, and then so you're good. Yes. Excellent. So play that again for me. Now, for our purposes, nobody really even has to know how to do that specific pattern. That was just to say, hey, there's a basic thing, guys. For most of our stuff we're going to study, especially with the beginner violin stuff, it's going to stay, in just one hand position.
Yeah.
So anyway, now to understand this a little bit more and what's going on, we're going to go to the key of G now. So I want you, if you're starting in the key of G, guess what note you start with?
We start with G.
Right. So let's go here. So just do the index finger thing. So we start with G, and don't look up here, but I'm going to tell you how many steps to go. Go a whole step to A, go a whole step to B, and then a half step. Oh, look here. There's again C. So just right to the C, then a whole step to D, whole step to E. Now a whole step to F sharp, and we're using sharps. This is the sharp side of the cycle of fifths. And then a half step to G again.
Okay.
So that's why G has 1 sharp in it, because the way it lines up on the keyboard, it's no different than C in distances. Do you know what I mean? It just changes where we are. So start that again. Go ahead start from G.
G.
A whole step to A, whole step to B, half step to C, whole step to D, whole step to E, whole step to F sharp, half step to G. Excellent. Now just with your index finger, just go down. So hang on.
So is that following that?
Yes, exactly the same. Okay, so that's exactly the same pattern. That's what this pattern never changes. Okay.
It's the whole step, that never
changes.
Really?
This is there's one system for everything. And I've told you this, I know, for years.
Yeah, but I
this
don't
is when it starts to gel.
I didn't know what you meant by any of it, yeah.
So, and the way we're doing this is exactly it follows the cycle of fifths. So we started with C. It's the easiest key. We talked about why it doesn't hit any of the black keys, right? And so the fifth note in the C major scale was a G. So that's our new key. Don't worry about why.
Okay.
We went to that, but that's one of our easy keys on the violin, right? So this is going to be more applicable to what we're doing on the violin. Now that we just did that scale, and that follows that pattern exactly, and that's why in that one spot, if we say the key of G has one sharp and it's F sharp, that's why, because that pattern landed you on that key.
Got it.
Now the next key, what I want to say is make sure you play the G major scale, learn the notes of the G major scale, and then you say the notes while you're playing it, or say or sing, and then also do the numbers with G, because now no longer is C the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. G, it starts out 1, 2, 3, 4, and now all the functions of this are just transposed onto the key of G. The 1 and the 3, or all these things, the 1 and the 4 and the 5, the 3 main chords, they function all the same in every key, all of that stuff. So now let's take that same pattern. I'm not going to write it out for you. So the next key would be what? Look on that. I told you how to get the next key. Just tell me by looking at our chart. I told you it's the fifth note of the previous scale.
Oh, okay. So it would be D.
D. So you're going to start on a D. I don't care which one. Let's just go right there.
So that was another thing, is that like you had me start on this G, but we could have started over there. It doesn't matter, right?
No, I could have started up here.
Okay.
It's just easy. Probably the best place to demonstrate it.
Got it. Okay. So
D. We're going to, D. We're going to go. So you start with that. That's home, right?
Yeah. So D.
Now go a whole step to what?
E.
E. Now a whole step
to F sharp.
Right. Now, oh wait, there's F sharp. Pay attention. It already came in, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now a half step to
to G.
Yeah. Whole step to
A.
Yeah. Whole step to
B.
Whole step to
C sharp.
Yep. And finally a half step to D. And that's why D, the next key, has two sharps in it, because the way it lines up, it has, but it's the same system.
Got it.
Just shifted down. So I'll write that one out. Okay, so now we go to A.
A, which I can just start here.
Start right there.
Yeah.
Yep. So I'm going to let you say you're going to start on A, and you're going to say okay, I'm going a whole step to B.
Okay, so A, whole step to B. Whole step to C.
Wrong. That was a half step.
Oh, it's whole half.
No. You needed to go. You just went a half step. You said whole step to C, but that was a half step. Start on A again.
Okay, so A, whole step to B, whole step to C sharp.
Yeah. So there's that C sharp again, right?
Okay. And then we go half step to D.
Yep.
Now we go back to a whole step to E.
Yep. Then
whole step to F.
No, that's not a whole step.
Whole step here.
Yeah, F sharp.
And
then a whole step
to G sharp.
Yep.
And then,
where have you heard that? In Rubber Dolly?
Yeah.
And then A again. A, the last half step.
Got it.
So that's why there's three. But notice that it retained the F sharp and the C sharp. It all keeps building that way through all of the keys. So I'm going to write this one out now. So that's you just did the A major scale. Same thing. Play it with the note names, but then turn everything in. Now A being 1 and saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. And you don't have to memorize all those things, but the better that you can do that, the more that you'll start to understand about the things we're going to do in music going forward. Does that make sense? Now, one last thing I want to do on this is just go to show you how we did four pretty simple scales. They're the four most simple we could do on the sharp side of the cycle of fifths. But I'm just going to say, the funny thing is you don't have to know a note name. I'm just going to say, okay, Adam, start here. Or actually, I'm going to change it to right, or let's just go, because it's going to be right in front of you. Start right there and play me a major scale. Don't tell me the note names. Just
do it.
you can say whole step.
Okay, so
Start there. Now say.
whole step.
No, don't say, because this is start, right?
Okay,
Then
so
you go a whole step.
Okay, so and then a whole step, and then a whole step,
Yep.
which would be,
Mm-hmm.
and then a half step,
Mm-hmm.
and then a whole step,
Mm-hmm.
and then a whole step,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and then another whole step,
Mm-hmm.
and then a half step.
Yeah, you just played a D flat major scale,
Oh,
which would send
interesting.
a lot of people running for the hills.
Oh.
But it's just it's the same pattern, just laid out that way. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
And so that's why if somebody tells me, will you stand up for a second?
Yeah.
If they say this time of the year to play Jingle Bells and they do Jingle Bells, Jingle Bells, Jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to... Because I know that's 1 and 4 in C, right? Somebody wants it in D flat. Jingle bells, jingle. There's 1, jingle all the way. Then there's 4. You know, it's just once you get used to, it's just the same system.
So what determines what a song is in? Just whoever wrote
Oh,
it?
a song can be in any key.
Okay.
I can play Jingle Bells in any one of the 12 keys.
Got it. Okay.
And it could be, I don't know what it was originally written in.
Oh.
But the idea is with this knowledge, I can play it in any of the keys.
Got it.
Any song can be played in any key.
key.
And I think that's probably good enough for this
Yeah,
lesson.
and that's enlightening. This little seeing it laid out like that, explained like that, with the whole steps and the half steps. Yeah, that's broadened the knowledge for sure. Like overall, which is the whole point.
and we're just going to start with little bits of information and understanding the major scale, but it's the most important thing to understand, because it's the things that we learn from just the construction of the major scale drive everything else.
Cool. Very cool. Okay. So like you said, this is not just making a violin player, just making a musician. That's why something like this is essential, because I want to learn music overall, not just how to play on a violin. So that's why we did something like this, and these type of theory stuff will continue.
Now the next video we're going to make today is going to be you playing your violin melodies on the piano.
Oh. Okay. Well,
right.
we'll get to that then.
All right,
Okay.
cool.
See you next time.